Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Early edition.
You like that early edition thing, don't you?
I do it. You know, it's almost like breaking news. This just in.
Fair enough. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Brush. That is Bob Graham. And this is today's Antidote, our daily broadcast where we try to bring you that one thing, the one thing that's going to help you move forward, take your next steps, and get you through when you're stuck. We know that as we go through this conversation that there will be things that we're going to share about the topic of the week, and we hope that you will share right along with us. At the end, we'll provide our one thing, and we hope that you will point in the comments your one thing or what your takeaway is from our conversation. So this week, Bob, we have been talking about triggers, and we had discussions about, really what is a trigger and how they hinder us. What is the role that words play? And then actually yesterday we went into here are some of the words that are triggers for us. And it was an interesting overall discussion, I thought. What were some of your key takeaways from this week?
I am happy to share with you, Tom, but first I want to remind people that we are doing Clubhouse. That's right, Clubhouse. The guys who you wouldn't think that would be on Clubhouse, Tom and me, we are going to be on Clubhouse today at 11:30 Eastern Time for a discussion of lessons learned during the week. So if you've learned something this week, or you want to process, or you want to hear what other people's lessons learned during the week are, come visit us on Clubhouse. You have to have an iPhone or an iPad. If you want to join us on Clubhouse and you have an iPhone and an iPad and you don't have an invite because it's invitation only, contact Tom or me, and we will be happy to connect you. That's right. We have some invitations to give out. We would love nothing more than to give those out. So Clubhouse today at 11:30 Eastern Time, and you saw the other dates. Monday, we do a what are your intentions for the week, which is a great opportunity to set the stage for how you want your week to go and hear what others are trying to accomplish. And then Wednesday, it's a leader's check-in and check-up, a chance to say, hey, where am I on that path of intention? So if you think about it sequentially, Monday, what are you trying to accomplish? Wednesday, how are you doing with it so far? And Friday, what did you learn along the way? It's almost, Tom, like we put this together as a sequence.
Yes, indeed. It sounds like there was some planning that went in.
That's it. More than usual for you and me.
That could be. Very well could be.
So I think what I got from our discussion this week is the power of words. And I've always known the power of words, but it really jumped out at me about how the words we choose, the words we use, can help or hinder us. And it's one of those things that can be hidden. Like, I think there are times I've said things to people and they've just reacted unfavorably. And rather than say, I don't like the way you said that, or I'm not comfortable with that language, they've just moved on. And so I'm thinking in my own professional life of being even more careful about the words I use and being more careful about seeing people's reactions. I was talking to someone on Zoom yesterday, and they looked down at their watch after I said something. It's just like, I was like, okay, something didn't land right. If you're having a really engaging discussion, you don't look at your watch. You've never looked at your watch one time during our program. If you were to look at your watch and be like, oh, gee, what time is it? I'd be like, something wrong, Tom? Be like, yeah, I'm sorry. I got bored with you. I'm distracted, whatever. So we get those clues and those cues, but I don't know how often we actually respond to them. And I'm not saying change what you mean or change what you're saying so that you're not saying the same thing, but there are 5 ways to say the same thing. I'm having a bad day. Oh, this day is horrible. Oh, I just want this day to be over. Oh, this is the worst day of my life. those are all the same sentiment, but I react to each of those differently. The one where you say this is the worst day of my life, I'm like, I don't even want to be around you. You're way too negative. Person who says, hey, I'm having a bad day. Hey, so what's going on? We respond based on what we hear. And I think so often we say the words that are in our head that we're processing that if we heard them, they'd be the right words. But the success is really when you find the words that are better for the person you're talking to.
Well, I think that the person who shares that sort of says it as a throwaway, right? Or they're just sharing where they are. And I don't think they realize the impact that has on them as a whole. You know, the more we talk about or we think of what an awful day this is, likely the day is going to continue to be awful. It's going to continue to carry through because we are not doing anything to say, well, wait a minute. The sun came up. I got out of bed. That's a start. Got on, had some good, productive conversation. I did some work. Whatever the case may be, it's all about how we choose to look at it. And if we are continually telling ourselves, my business is struggling, or my marketing isn't doing what I thought, or why am I not better at having conversations with people about becoming a client or a customer, or why does my team not pay attention? If we're always questioning that, we are going to go into those situations looking for those challenges, looking for those things that are going to reinforce what we are already thinking. Rather than if we go in and we in our mind and we're thinking about something that's positive, it's like, wow, I can't wait. I love it when so-and-so's face lights up when we talk about celebrations for our team. I love it when a customer comes in and is inquisitive about really, what do I do? How does our product solve their challenges? And, you know, the normal gratitudes that we go through, or what are the blessings that we have? And I think, you know, the words that we choose is one of my key takeaways, have an impact on how we feel and how we go through our daily day and how we look at situations, instances, and an overall feeling of where we're at.
You know, it's funny, Tom, as you say that, it strikes me that it's probably not a surprise to you, but some mornings, not very often, but some mornings I really don't want to do this program. It's like I would rather stayed in bed. Oh, I just need a break from this. It's getting to be a routine. And those are the mornings that I try to be extra positive. And usually about 30 seconds into the program, those are the best programs. Because I'm being more positive than usual, and it creates a different energy. And I think that's one of the things we have to recognize with our words, that the language we use affects how other people react to us and how we react to the world around us. And if you're saying things in the morning like, oh, I can't believe it's Friday. It's going to be such a long day. I have 10 meetings. Or, hey, it's Friday. I got 10 meetings. What a great opportunity for me to change 10 lives. I mean, how blessed am I on this Friday morning to have 10 meetings and get to change 10 lives. By the way, I do not have 10 meetings. I wish. But I have come into this morning and said, hey, I have an opportunity to change at least one life. That one life I can change today is my own. Mm-hmm. And all I have to do is be present in it. And if I start going, oh, I didn't sleep very well last night. I didn't get to eat a full breakfast this morning. I didn't take a shower because we were up early. When those things start to add up, it's a negative snowball that I think people respond to by just going, yeah, whatever, dude, step off. And I don't know if I would challenge people, you know, if you're around people today and this weekend, think of who the positive people are. The people that when you're around them, you're like, wow, I feel really good about myself. I feel really good about what I'm doing. I'm lucky enough to have 4 or 5 of those in my life. And I also have some people in my life who are a little bit negative. And the negative people tend to be the ones where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to engage to the same level. I'm not going to share what's going on because I don't want the negativity. Whereas Tom's one of those people, whatever I say to Tom, he finds the bright side of it. Yeah, I told him I found a mistake in the book and he's like, and? He could not have said less about it. It was like, yeah, whatever. Moving on.
Right. Because it's happened in the past, right? What can you do about it except say, hey, I learned from that. You know what? All right, so when I go to print the second edition, and I said this to him, we'll change it and we'll make it different. Because, it sort of goes back to we get triggered on things that happen. And then we spend so much time focused on that thing. Yeah. On the judgment of when we get into the words that I don't like to use, woulda, coulda, shouldas. And before we know it, we're now beating ourselves up over something that, okay, it happened. Right. Great. Move on. What's next? How do I learn from it? What am I taking away from it to help move forward? So as you think about your one thing.
How about some comments first? People are up early. Tim says, good morning, Renegades. John Hansen says it's 7 a.m. That's right, 7 a.m. I guess John might be on the road already. I think he's making the last sprint towards Florida. I'm not sure who that is. And then Tim says, every morning I wake up without being intubated is a great day. It's all a matter of perspective. Yeah, sure. I was talking to someone who said that, any day that they didn't have COVID, because they'd known a couple people who had died from it, other people had been really sick, any day that they didn't have COVID, that was a great day to them. And it's like, wow, that's a really powerful message of where we are in the world. But to them, that made perfect sense. Tim says, life is one glorious opportunity after another. I love the adjective glorious.
Well, and I think that's, it's why I think a lot of people start their morning with gratitudes. Mm-hmm. Is it's a way to trigger them to start off on the right path. Be thankful for all that they do have, and that hopefully that will help carry them through the day for whatever is happening.
Or some people do affirmations. They write out affirmations or they say affirmations. Some people listen to, motivational tapes, CDs, Spotify. Other people go to church in the morning. Some people meditate in the morning. Some people read something that's positive and uplifting. There are many ways that we do it. And I think the goal there is to not trick ourselves, but to just set the frame in a positive way. The cup is half empty or the cup is half full. If you can start the day with the half full cup, odds are that you're going to keep filling the cup. If you start with half empty, you're going to look at things and just take water out of that proverbial cup.
Sure.
So Tom, do you have a one thing?
I do. I think my one thing is how, in some ways, is how do you leverage triggers? We understand that, we've had this discussion, that words are triggers for people. And I think the more we understand our people, the more we can select words that will engage them, create an emotion, and show them why whatever it is we have to offer can help them get from where they are to where they want to be. And I think it's key. The best way to do that is we listen. And that sort of struck me yesterday when we were talking about it, is that, part of marketing is what are the words that are going to trigger a reaction to your potential or ideal client. That's going to help them be like, this person knows exactly what I'm talking about. They have the solution. They're not just telling me that they do this and this and this and this and this. That doesn't solve my problem. They are talking to me like, I know you're in this spot. I know you'd rather be here. Let me help you get to there. And then at some point you can talk about how that happens. And I don't know that I knew that conceptually, but I had never thought of it as the words triggering a reaction in those people that we want to connect and engage with. And if we use the wrong words, it's going to trigger a reverse reaction. In LinkedIn, when I get a message that's just a pitch, it triggers like either delete or, all right, I'm going to pitch this person back, or I'm going to send them a note about why are you, I barely know you and you're trying to just sell to me. So I think that that was my big takeaway, is that the more we understand our ideal client, the more we can share language that triggers an emotional response for them to show how we can help them move forward.
That's the whole goal of marketing.
Right.
It's finding ways to attract the people that you can help solve their problem. So it's language, it's the images that you put on your website, it's how you dress. If I dress in a tuxedo every day for this program, it's going to land odd for a lot of people. Be like, okay, that's his choice. But some people be like, that guy's in a tuxedo every morning. I don't quite get it. It doesn't seem like it should be that way. And they'll go elsewhere.
Right.
So we have a lot of factors that influence it, but I think the biggest one is the words we choose. And I think that's the thing I would take from the week is we have a choice. The words we use are a choice. They're not throwaways. It's not the first thing you thought of. It's not whatever comes out of your mouth, but choosing carefully the words that are going to derive the best result and land with that other person. So, Tom, I think we've covered enough ground, don't you think?
I think we have. That's a good wrap up on our overall week. And if you are enjoying this conversation and think you would like to be involved in more conversations like this, or you want to just share your one thing, please share it in the comments. Please share what struck home with you. What was your one thing that your takeaway from how triggers impact us? And if you want to join more conversations, join us in our Ring of Renegade Facebook group. It's a growing community where we're having conversations that are helping people figure out how to take that next step and move forward. You can join us by going to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades. It is a private group because we want to create that space where they can connect and engage. So just ask to join.
What are your dogs doing? Is it feeding time?
Nah, somebody's here. So
it's so funny.
They're a little on the loud side at the moment. So I'm going to wrap this up quick. So you can join our Ring of Renegades Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades, ask to join. All we ask is that you tell us that you're a renegade, and you can become a part of this growing group. So we hope that we will see you inside the Ring of Renegades, or we will see you at 11:30 for our Clubhouse event. And finally, if not, have a great weekend, and we will see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. for our next edition of today's Antidote. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you soon.
Carving your own path is tough. You want and need a community to offer you insights and advice, share inspiration, provide support, and save you time and money. But where do you find all that? Here's the easy answer: the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, where leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners identify their next steps. Here's some of what you will find at the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. Just go to ringofrenegades.com and join today. Find and accomplish those next steps.